Happy Camper Radio.
It is the Happy Camper Radio Show, episode 243. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper, and no question about it, my friends. You hang around with us long enough, we're going to make a happy camper out of you. Got a lot to talk about here today, Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
It's Turkey Day.
It is.
And I think this is probably going to be the earliest we ever did a show.
Pretty early.
Yeah, usually late afternoon, early evening, something like that. But, you know, we're bright and up out of bed and all that, you know. Well, everybody's still thinking about getting out of bed.
Yeah.
A lot of folks got the day off today. But, you know, we got a lot to talk about. Anytime we talk about camping, it's always a good day. So stick around for it. Happy Camper Radio, episode 243, coming in your ear right now.
Happy Camper Radio. Happy Camper Radio.
And the Happy Camper Radio Show can be heard all around the world by great listeners just like yourself. You can find us in the iTunes Store and Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, and now on Odyssey, Samsung, and Player FM. Do yourself a favor, tell your friends to tune into Happy Camper Radio anytime, wherever they are, whether at home, out on the road, or at a campground.
Ah.
Yeah, always a good place.
Like that place in Texas.
Which place in Texas?
The Rust. Or Rust?
Oh, the Rust KOA campground. Yeah, I got to get out there, Daniel. The KOA campgrounds are so beautiful.
They are nice.
Well taken care of. And, and just about any time that you go to one of those campgrounds, they go out of their way for hospitality. Mm-hmm. They take care of their guests. And, you don't find that everywhere.
Yeah.
But, I just got back from a camping trip.
Uh-huh.
My last one of the season. I'm a little bit bummed out right now. But it happens. Since I transitioned from tent camper to RV camper, I knew there was going to come a time where the end of the year was here, and I was going to have to go ahead and winterize my RV. I went ahead and done that. Mm-hmm. And I just got to wait on a cover right now to come in for it. But, I went ahead and did everything that I needed to do to make sure that the RV is going to be well taken care of and in good shape for next year. You, on the other hand, Daniel, you've got a brand new backpacking tent.
I do.
Tell us about that.
It's a Big Agnes Copper Spur HVUL2, which means HV is high volume, UL means ultralight, and 2 means 2 people. But I've been using Gary, a friend of the show's. He gave me a tent a long time ago. It was an older tent, and it was like a 1-person tent, and we went out on a backpacking trip, and it was just time. There were holes in it, and I was never comfortable having it if it was going to rain, and I just wanted my own stuff. I mean, he was nice enough to give it to me, but I wanted my own stuff. I've bought everything else. I've got, a backpack. I've got a cooking set. I've got, a sleeping bag, a pillow, a thermarest, for my, to sleep on. And, the tent was the only thing I didn't have. And, anyone who knows about backpacking tents and stuff, they are pretty penny. This one was about, after all my discounts, because I had some discounts through REI, it was like $191, but retail, it's about $500. So anyway, and there was a sale too, so that helped. So anyway, I got my new tent, and I want to go out so badly now. I wish I would have had this before we went out before, but we're pretty excited. I'm already planning my next trip. We did the Foothills Trail on the border of South and North Carolina. We did another stint of that. We only did like 5 miles because I was having some foot issues, which have been taken care of now. But so we did that. It was called Laurel Falls. So we camped right next to the waterfalls, and it was a nice setup. And for anyone who wants to go do the Foothills Trail, it's improved a lot since I've been on. I've been doing it off and on for the last 4 or 5 years, and they have bear hangs now. They have new signs, and everyone we ever talk to on that trail says that it is the most well-maintained trail they've ever been on. So, I mean, it's a really nice trail to do if you're just getting into it. And it was a lot of fun. I bought a new pair of thermal wool, merino wool thermals, and that helped a lot because my bag was only 30 degrees. But everything worked great. But now I've got a new tent, and I'm just itching to get out there. So.
Skip and Daniel.
Well, I'll tell you what. Daniel, you came over earlier this week, and we're showing some video of you right now setting that tent up. And I mean, you're like a kid in a candy store with that tent. I mean,
I know it's funny.
And you're telling me 2 people can sleep in that tent?
Yeah, very comfortable.
Not me. Not me.
Well, that's why I got it, because the thing about it is, like, a lot of people, they'll put their bag in the vestibule, which is like the outside part that's kind of covered, and I want to keep it inside because you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, it's tight. It's tight when it's just a one person, but that one's just good enough,
Well, I posted a picture on Facebook of you this past week.
I saw that. They were having a little bit of debate on how you went to the RV and I went to the tent.
Yes, and I made it very clear that I am not going to be going with you, so you can count on good weather. As far as temperature goes, you're on your own, okay? I hope you got a good sleeping bag if you're camping this time of year, yeah. But, this time of year, it's time for me to relax a little bit. And, and I was a little bit surprised when you pulled in the driveway today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you come up with a little bag. I am turning the big 6-6 tomorrow. Okay, Daniel, what did you do? Okay,
let's see what we got.
I says we'll go ahead and wait till the show, okay? And to
I'm
see
more
exactly
excited than you.
You are, okay. Now, is it something related to the RV?
It's something related to you.
Okay, it has my name on it. Let's take a look
kinda.
here. Oh my God! Oh my! What do we? Daniel.
Yeah.
All right. Look at this here. Ron Swanson.
That's you.
Ron
there you
Swanson.
Go.
Oh my Lord! Parks and Recreation. Oh my heavens! Daniel, I'm speechless.
We bought that a while ago. All right, we got to get this for Skip.
Oh my Lord!
He's got a. Where's your picture? Don't you have a picture of him?
Yeah,
somewhere
we've got a picture here of Ron Swanson, and and a friend of ours here that passed away not too long ago. When I was working in the studio one day, he came on over and was just hanging out. You unfortunately were delivering mail that day. But he saw the picture hanging up in the studio.
Yeah.
And he looked up at it and he says, "Who put hair on your head?"
Oh, wow.
And I don't know. I look at myself and I don't see myself resembling Ron Swanson.
Right.
But you're not the only one. I went into the grocery store here not long ago, and the cashier said, "Did anybody ever tell you look like Ron Swanson?"
There you go.
I guess there is some similarity.
Well, you act a lot like too.
Yeah, I do. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've only watched Parks and Recreation a couple times.
Yeah,
right?
It's more his personality that reminds me of you than his looks.
Daniel, hey, thank you so very much, and tell your better half thank you also. If I get to see her this evening, I'll express that as well. But Daniel, this is going to be a great upcoming camping season. I think I've got plenty of time to start planning, and the excitement already started building. The minute I went ahead and parked the RV. Now, I did have to take it up to the dealer here this past week for recall work. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And, I was hoping everything would go well, and it did. They didn't find any propane leaks or anything. There was a fitting that they needed to check out. Mm-hmm. But I was in and out of there within about an hour and brought it home, and I parked it for the season. The only thing I've got to do now is get a cover for it. Uh-huh. And, we looked at a couple this afternoon, and, I think it's going to be a good cover that I'm going to get for it. But I've taken care of that very carefully and it's been babied ever since I bought it. And, when you're making a big investment like that, you've got to take care of your gear.
And covers has changed over the years. I remember, when I was camping back when I was a kid, I mean, it was basically like just a blue tarp or whatever. And I was like, I don't know about that because I've heard stories of people who put tarps on their campers and it smells kind of musty and moldy. But you were telling me about how they've got breathable fabric and they've got an opening, because I'm like, how are you going to get into the camper if it's all covered up? And like, oh, because I know you're going to want to get in the camper just to, just to feel that camping feeling. And you're like, oh, there's an opening. I was like, wow, I'm telling you, they've changed a lot over the years.
They have, and and with weather here in Georgia being so unpredictable as it is, I'm not talking just the summer months, but also here in the fall and winter time.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have some nice days
Yeah.
that you're going to come on over here, and we'll just open up the zipper and, and open the door and go inside there, and we could probably do a show.
I want to know what's going to happen if we get like a week or so of really nice weather during the winter, and you're going to be itching to go somewhere.
You know it. You know it.
You're like, oh, my gosh, it's 65 in the wintertime for the next 3 days. I want to go somewhere.
But, this is my first RV experience.
Yeah.
And, like I tell folks, anytime you're interested in buying an RV, if you've never owned an RV before and you go out and buy something brand new, or, especially if you buy something brand new where you still got warranties and, if you didn't get suckered into buying an extended warranty, which, a lot of the dealers offer, and as well as I do, that they get a kickback on that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But, the bottom line is you're going to get a manual with that, and you need to read that manual. That is your Bible. Okay. And you got to make sure that everything that you need to take care of is taken care of before the cold weather sets in.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I took the time to go ahead and winterize this. And when I say winterize, I mean, I drained all the water. I bought 6 gallon of RV antifreeze.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Because the book tells you, you may need several gallons.
Yeah.
So I figured, let me go ahead and buy 6. This like about $3 a piece.
Yeah.
$3 a gallon.
I think we only put about a gallon in our trailer up in the mountains.
It took me about 2 to actually winterize this here. All right. But, I drained all the water out of it, and, I followed the instructions in the manual.
Yep.
And winterizing was a breeze. Okay. But, I got it all done. And, there's going to come a time in the spring when I have to go and flush all that out, and I have to, re-sanitize the tanks and get it all ready for the next camping season. But by then, yes, I'm going to have a lot of camping trips already lined up. So, and Daniel, one of the things that I do want to also talk about is when you plan a camping trip, you really need to take the time to see exactly what you're looking at as far as the campground goes. Thankfully for YouTube, you can find most every campground out there. Somebody has been there. Somebody shot videos. Somebody has done a review.
Yep.
Okay. And you want to go ahead and take a look at that because not all campgrounds are the same. We know that.
That's true.
Okay. We know
some are just a parking lot.
Yeah.
And like it's I don't even know. I don't like those. I really don't like
those. You
I like woods. I like back in the woods. I don't like just right off the highway and you just, you're right next to the person next to you, and I don't know. Unless it's basically used as a hotel and you're not there hardly at all, which is usually how I am. But I just like to come back to the woods, to the quietness, sit in front of the fire and just relax and, just take in nature,
Well, there's some good points and bad points along those lines, too. As far as a lot of people being there at the campground, I don't mind that because anytime I'm around campers, I'm around good company. You're going to meet nice people wherever you go as long as you're at a campground. Problem being, okay, yes, I like the woods, but I also like the breathable space around me.
Yep.
I need to have room. I need to be able to go out and relax and put my my floor mat out.
Yep.
Okay, I put the awning out and just, be able to enjoy the view. Okay, but, I don't need to have someone right up next to me. I don't need to be listening to their conversation because they are so close.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some of these campgrounds, especially some of the ones that are owned by corporations, will actually jam-pack as many sites in there as they possibly can. And I can understand it's a profit thing, all right? Yeah. But still, you need your space. Case in point, one of the campgrounds that you and I were looking at here out in Myrtle Beach, and I don't want to mention any names here, okay? But, I was able to go online and find out that, yes, they have these sites that are just so close to one another.
Yeah.
And I saw another video where a guy in a motorhome went and pulled into his site, and he damaged the awning on the camper that was parked next to him.
Ooh, boy.
Because he had a hard time maneuvering getting in there. And not only did he damage that awning, he scratched the side of his RV. You don't need to be in sites like that. All right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's me. Now, maybe other people will feel comfortable about it. I don't know.
Yeah, when we went to Myrtle Beach, we went to a state park, and it was pretty nice. It was in the woods. It was kind of close, to other people, but it was decent. It was pretty good. I haven't had a problem with state parks that much. I mean, they don't really have that many amenities. They don't have like a clubhouse or a pool or whatever, but there's a bathroom nearby, and like I've said millions of times, we're hardly ever there. We're usually only there at night, relaxing after a full day of hiking or going to attractions or, just looking around and stuff.
Yeah. But, the state parks, and here in Georgia, there are a lot of nice state parks.
Oh,
You and I spent
I want to know when you're going back to FDR,
the
RV.
Well, I'm ready to go when you are, okay?
Yeah, well, if I can get some time off.
You'll get some time off, and let's wait till spring at least,
yeah.
Okay? I did like FDR State Park. I mean, what little time I was there.
I want you to see all that it has, because it's a big park, and it's very beautiful.
Well, I had a sour taste in my mouth that day.
I know. I feel bad about it.
Well, no, don't feel, Daniel, don't feel bad, okay? Because of FDR State Park, I've got that new RV.
Yeah, it kicked you in the butt. We've been fighting about this for years, and I thought you were going to get a pop-up or something, or like my most extreme thought was you were going to get like a hybrid pop-up / trailer, but you went whole hog. I'll never forget that day. You come up the neighborhood and you have your trailer attached. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what have you done? That was, oh my God. That was amazing.
Daniel, I am not an impulse buyer.
No,
all right,
that's why I was so surprised.
And I have been through many rainstorms when I was primitive camping, but that day, I mean, it was so severe. It started out with temperatures almost 100 degrees.
Yep.
And taking me 3 hours to get set up. All right. And, we had to just get inside the nice, cool truck just to relax. And I had plenty of water there for Sadie and everything. But, it took a while to get set up. And I had no clue. And, of course, I didn't look at the forecast or anything like that. But later on, we got nailed so bad. And my gear got ruined. And I think you would have the same reaction. If you were in that position, it was just, enough of this. Enough is enough.
How long does it take you to set up now? So it took 3 hours then. How long would it?
It takes, once you get to the site, then you have a routine, and you've got that routine down packed.
Yep.
Do they get leveled off and, get unhooked and everything? You're probably looking at about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
That's about it. I'm to this day, when I go camping, I'm a partial hookup guy.
Okay.
All right. I know full hookups are costing you a little bit more money, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it does. It's nothing to me to go ahead and dump your gray water in your black water tank once a day.
Yeah.
Okay. And haul it off to the dump station. Hook it up to the back of the ball hitch on your truck. Drive it on up there and bring it on back. And that's why I've got that big tote on the back of my RV. All right, but it's just so nice, and oftentimes I think back now about that experience at FDR State Park, and saying, "Wow, wouldn't it have been different if I came in there with that Grand Design RV?"
Man, that'd have been great.
Yeah, I mean, I would have unhitched and got the power hooked up and everything. Sadie would have been right inside there, getting cooled off in a matter of minutes. All right, and she's even got her own dog dishes that are inside there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, I got a little mat down there, and I put her dry dog food here, and I put her water there, and she only gets bottled water.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I get bottled water for her, and a big clump of ice that goes in there.
Nice.
Yeah, and she just right on top of that the minute I lay it down there for her. Okay, but yeah, that's exactly what would have happened. And later on that evening when I heard the thunder roaring, I mean, I would have just rolled up the awning and covered everything up, and we would have been inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I do like the inside of the RV on days like that. I've been on a few camping trips already where it had rained.
Yeah.
The campground down near FDR State Park, which is our shape for herd. and I want to take you all there one time.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we got rained on and rained on.
I
And rained
remember
on
that.
the whole time we were there. And I couldn't even get any good video of the lake.
Wow.
A lot of times when it's nice out, you got a big crystal blue lake, But when it's raining, you got a muddy lake.
Yep.
But
Well, that's what I like about my pop-up. It's like when it rains, you can have a little bit of the zipper or whatever I forgot what it's called. But anyway, you can feel the outdoors without being outdoors, so you don't get rained on. So, I mean, that's what I like about the pop-up. You still feel like you're outside, but you're not getting rained on. So that's what I like about it. 'Cause in a trailer, it's like you don't hear as much. And I don't know. I like the ambiance. I'm all about the ambiance.
yeah, you can have that with the RV too. You just gotta turn down the air conditioner a little bit and open the windows.
I remember when I was a kid, we'd always we didn't have an air conditioner on our pop-up when I was a kid, and we'd park next to these big old RVs, and we'd hear their air conditioning go all night, and my parents complain about it all the time because all we wanted to do was hear the nice quiet. We'd have one of those oscillating fans go from side to side, and that was our air conditioning.
Yeah, that's so cool. But yeah, we've got a great camping season coming up here, and I really am hoping maybe March will roll around because that's when a lot of your Army Corps sites will open up. I think it's like March 12th or something like that is the startup date.
Okay.
And there's going to be some that I haven't been to already that I plan on going to, and I definitely want to get back to Lake Lanier. There are
You love
so
Lake
many,
Lanier.
Daniel. There are so many great Army Corps sites right there on Lake Lanier. Now, folks, if you're not from Georgia and you're not familiar with Lake Lanier, that is a monstrous lake.
That's where we get all our water.
I don't want to say it's like Lake Michigan, okay? But I mean, it's a big lake.
Yeah.
And there are so many Army Corps sites around there. I hit every one of them before the season closed.
Well, they've got. We went to a site when I was a kid. I think it's still there, but it was train themed, and it's right off of Lake Oconee. So I think you might like something like that too.
Yeah, and I
I
haven't been to Lake Oconee yet. All right, but I'm planning on going down there. Okay, and there's some other campgrounds here, Army Corps sites that are in Georgia that I want to visit, as well as some that are out of state, like in Alabama and Tennessee. And I'm thinking about I've got those on my radar.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
So we'll be looking at those, and hopefully you'll have some time off, and whenever you do get some time off, I'm going to go ahead and work around your schedule.
Okay.
Okay, because I've got the available time to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll find some great campgrounds. If we want to go to the state parks, definitely like FDR, we're going to hit that up next year for sure.
You know what I was just thinking? Maybe you could find a campground around where I'm hiking, and then you could go to the campground, and I would hike a little bit, and I'd call you up and be like, "Hey, what's up? Let's meet up and have lunch or whatever, and do something like that." That'd be kind of cool too.
Now that wouldn't bother you that I'm in an RV and you're in that little tent?
Yeah, I'm hiking. I'm hiking.
You're hiking, okay, but we're talking Georgia weather here. We're talking, summer temperatures. You really gonna want?
I don't know if I'd do it in the summer. I think I'd do it in the spring. That's more of a spring thing for me because I did a little bit of if people remember, I did a little bit of the Bartram Trail in the summertime, and I realized that nothing motivates me more than bugs because I tried to stay at a camping site. I was like, okay, I'm going to eat dinner, blah, blah, blah. I started, and I had to get up because the bugs were everywhere, and I just kept going. I walked like 16 miles that day, and, it was like 7, 8 o'clock at night before I just set up and just passed out because I was just so tired, but the bugs just moved me.
Well, Daniel, you got to understand, that you're going to be in their environment.
Yep.
So you've got to deal with that. If you want to keep the bugs off you, you've got to bring bug spray.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. For me, I've got a big bottle of ant spray.
Yeah.
That I spray all around my RV. Okay, just to make sure that I don't have the ants coming inside. But when I'm sitting outside and it's a nice day, and we've got Sadie sitting there, I'm drinking my coffee, and I know that I'm going to be out there for an hour or two. Yes, yeah. I bring my little can of Sportsman's Repel and I spray down.
Well, here's the thing that a lot of people that hike do. I think it's called it's some kind of spray or something that you put on your clothes to like make it bug repellent or whatever. But it's very toxic to cats, And that's probably the thing that's made me not do
Well,
that. Because,
for your home environment, you don't need that.
well, what I was thinking is I would do it and I would just like put it in a plastic bag and put it in the shed. So like there would be put it in a box, put it in the shed. And then when I go out, I take it with me. Then I put it on when I'm there. And then right when I get home, take a shower. But like, well, the thing about, and another thing I've heard about bug spray is like in the summertime, unfortunately, it just, you just sweat it off. But I actually found a head bug net at Goodwill not too long ago. So if I do camp or backpack in the summertime, I'll probably use that. But you do what you can.
It's all about preparation,
Yep.
Daniel.
And
All
they've
right?
got full body ones, and there are things you can do. And like you said, there is bug spray. There's some hardcore bug spray that you can get, but I don't know. I don't like stuff on me.
Well, you better get used to it if you're going to be out there camping for a while, and if you want to keep the bugs off you, you're definitely going to have to do that. Daniel, it's time now for our featured campground of the week right here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Happy, happy, happy Camper Radio.
Well, Daniel, we're talking about exploring some of these out-of-state campgrounds. Well, I found one that I think is going to be worth the drive.
Okay.
And, of course, this campground is kind of closed right now because of the season, and that can be expected. But it's not very far of a drive, considering, how close the state of Tennessee is. We're talking about Floating Mill Park.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, folks, if you want to take a look at some of the photographs on their website, I'm going to have a link to it all week long on Happy Camper Radio. It is our featured campground of the week. The Floating Mill Park is located on the shores of scenic Center Hill Lake in central Tennessee's Highland Rim. The lake stretches 64 miles up the Caney Fork River, where visitors come to enjoy boating, fishing, and water sports. The 415 miles of forest shoreline provide excellent hiking, hunting, and camping opportunities. Again, look at all the information right there on their website. You can browse through it anytime you want to. Some of the activities include a swimming site. They've got boating, water sports, you name it. Great amenities out there. Some of the things you'd like to expect, that you would expect anytime that you go camping. They've got a dump station there. They have an amphitheater, a pay telephone. Can you believe this, Daniel?
I don't believe it.
Well,
nope.
If you,
I think that's old.
Well, it may be old, but, they may not have good cell service there. So bring some quarters with you if you need to make a phone call.
I don't know.
They do have electrical hookups, lantern posts, a whole bunch of other things. And they even got a list of nearby attractions. So, keep that in mind if you want to go camping at this particular campground next year. If you happen to be in the area or if you happen to be passing on through, it's a great campground. And remember, folks, don't move firewood. Protect your trees from those ugly-looking pests that happen to venture off into other jurisdictions, okay? And you can avoid that by purchasing your firewood locally and burning it on site. For more information, visit don'tmovefirewood.org. And remember, folks, Tennessee is a great place to go camping. A lot of mountains up there, a lot of good venture. You talk about wanting to be in the forest, Daniel?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can find that in the state of Tennessee. And it's not really too far from us right here in the Atlanta area, okay? But it's on my radar for next year. It's the Floating Mill Park, and it is our featured campground of the week right here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Happy Camper Radio.
And, folks, remember, if you have a campground you'd like for us to feature on the program, get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com, or this guy right here,
Daniel at happycamperradio.com.
And remember to include a link to the campground website. Well, Daniel, that's going to wrap up today's edition of the Happy Camper Radio Show, and I'm looking for possibly a good Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but hey. When you're a single guy, what can you expect?
Yep.
I'd rather be camping right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanksgiving Day at a campground. Maybe one of these days. We'll see.
Maybe.
Remember, friends, every pet deserves a loving home. Do exactly like I did. Visit your local shelter and adopt a pet today. Find us on the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. Daniel is a happy camper. And you better believe it, folks. We're going to make a happy camper out of you. Talk to you again real soon. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Happy Camper Radio.